This is the Squidmaster Mark I. It was a great fishing lure out of a crazy idea on a live stream, but it needs to be improved. See, the tentacles were too long, the lip was a little bit off, and the hooks kept getting tangled up. So today, we're gonna try and make a Mark II that's better than this and can actually catch tons of giant bass. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's the materials you'll need for your build. You'll need some kind of skirt from a spinnerbait or something like that. You'll need some screws, you'll need some weights, some split rings, some hooks, and then some kind of wood. Obviously, you'll need some tools as well, but first, let's take this in the house, draw up our design, and get to work. All right, first things first, we need to draw the design. I think this is the design I'm gonna end up going with. It's a little bit smaller than the other, but that means that the bass will be able to eat it a whole lot easier. So this is where we'll put the lip, we'll have the tentacles coming out here, and pretty much all we gotta do now is cut the shape out. All right, so obviously it's not perfect. We're gonna take it to the sander and we're gonna get it all defined. And then before we round it out, we're actually gonna cut out the lip, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Sorry, it's real dusty. So why don't we just round it out and then carve the lip later? Well, that's because you want to have a flat surface. If you have any kind of tilt when you get your cut for where the lip's going to go in, you're basically gonna either swim to the side or it's not going to swim right at all. So we're going to get this while we have a flat surface to cut on, then we'll get the rest of the lure carved out. By making sure I do that when I have a flat side to cut on, I don't have to worry about this being lopsided one way or the other. Now we can round it out and then get it ready for all the rest of the fun stuff. But right now we're still in the carving stage, so let me speed through this real quick. All right, at this point, it might look like a little gnome hat or something. We're gonna switch to a much duller grit. That way, we're not like taking off huge chunks of this. We wanna smooth it out without losing our finger, but also we wanna make this have more of a tube look, not like a pointy, jabby look. So that's what we're gonna work on now. Okay, now we've got that done, it's looking a lot better, looking a lot more like a squid body and a lot less like a gnome. So at this point, we're gonna take the lip, we're gonna carve it to the proper shape and size. For the sake of time, I'm not gonna show you every single tiny little detail. Basically, I'm just gonna take this to the bandsaw, cut it, and then grind the edges and smooth it out. That's basically all I'm doing. I'll meet you right back here in a second. All right, we got the lip, and I set it in there. It looks like it's pretty decent, and it kind of is gonna have that same squid look. Now this one had a little bit more of a squid look, but we're gonna see how well this works. It's not supposed to shake side to side. It's gonna kind of bounce up and down like that. So we'll see how that works. If it doesn't, we can always start over. But if you're seeing this footage, that means it probably worked, but stay tuned. But before we go and do anything with the lip, we need to first drill a hole for the weights. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go to the drill press, drill 2 holes, 1 shallow, 1 deep, kind of here towards the front in the middle. Come on, there we go. All right, we got our 2 holes drilled. We're gonna go ahead and fill them up with weight. All right, those are in pretty good. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna glue in the lip and you're gonna put glue over those holes to cover them up. That way your weights don't ever fall out and it makes painting it a lot easier. If I need to trim this up later, I can. I just gotta make sure I get this first stick right. There we go. Use a little bit of baking soda and super glue just to make sure that these weights aren't gonna fall out. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill in the bottom hole where we're gonna put the skirt. There we go. Now we can glue this in. I'm gonna put a little bit of baking soda down there, and then I'm going to put in the super glue. I try to land a drop in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more baking soda. And now one more little dollop of super glue. Now, that helps spread it out. So now it's even wider around the skirt, which should give it a little bit extra action. Should make the tentacles seem a little more wily. All right, let me grab all of these together. And at first, we're just gonna trim about 1/3 of the tail off. All right, that way it still looks like a squid, but that gives it a little bit better of a chance of getting a bass to bite the actual lure itself and not just the tail. I am gonna go ahead and surround this with some more super glue and then stick it in there. That way we can make sure this doesn't just pop off. And dunked, perfect. All right, dry here for a second and it is tight. You make sure it's centered. Now I like to thread them in about halfway, unthread them, put a little drop of super glue, and then re-thread it back in. Now I gotta hurry and screw this in. Now, even though these screws are tiny, I have never had one of these rip out of a lure, even with soft woods like basswood. So there's that one. So this is what we currently have at the moment. Now I'm going to paint it. With the final touches ready, now it's time for us to take this out on the water and see if it works. All right, it's very noisy and windy out here today, but I just want to try and test this out real quick before we take it out to our other spot, see if I need to make any adjustments. Yeah, definitely gonna need to make some adjustments. Yeah, definitely need to trim the oh, well, maybe it was just because the hook was caught up. That could be it. All right, let's do the first test cast. Oh, hold up. I don't know what this looks like swimming because I can't quite see low. It's definitely diving. No way. That looks sweet. So it does have a shimmy to it. And then I'm imagining you can probably still pop it like a squid, but when you just regularly retrieve it, it has a little shimmy to it. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we made a different lure altogether. I wanted it to just dive, like straight, so we could fish it like the other one. But I think I might have just accidentally created like a squid crankbait. That looks cool. Will it catch a fish? I don't know. But it sure looks like it would. Look at that. And the way that that looks really cool. Oh, that's not where I wanted it. Oh! We just got a bite. Hold on. I just wrapped my rod tip up real bad though. I did not think that the bill would allow it to do like this. Alright, let's see if we can. Oh! Oh! We got one! We got one! Oh, he's fighting good too. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at that. Oh, we haven't even gotten to the regular fishing spot yet. I think this is the biggest bass I have in my pond. Jeez. Oh, he absolutely smoked it too. crap, how am I gonna get this out? I need some pliers. Okay, we got him off the hook now. I did not expect to catch I'm pretty sure this is like the biggest bass I have in the pond. Now this pond is very young, so it's like, I think I stocked him when he was real small. But that is a freaking toad of a fish for this pond. And that was like my 3rd or 4th cast. Oh, I am super excited to take this thing out now. All right. And make sure he doesn't float back up. He was kind of out of the water for a minute. All right, cool. I think that's safe to say he's good. Yep, I just saw he just kicked up a storm right there. Awesome. Dude, that's freaking sweet. Okay, Squidmaster Mark II has already caught one more fish than the previous one, and I've only used it one time. That is a perfect record so far. So we're gonna go take this thing out to the swamp, and we're gonna see if we can catch us a swamp monster. All right, we are actually at the spot where Caleb and I launched our kayaks for the Dollar Tree Fishing Challenge. Ooh, hello bird. So this right here caught us a few fish last time I was here with a homemade bait. Maybe, oh, no, 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 no. That was an immediate strike, and then I cast right over the tree. I did not want to lose this lure. That was crazy. Immediate hit, and that was a fish for sure. That sucker smoked it, and I felt it pulling. It might have even been a gar or something. Free bobber. Put that in the pocket. Second float. Is it functional? It is. Ha! Second free float. Well, if nothing else, at least I'll have floats for forever. Got a weighted float here. That makes number 3 so far in this spot. Lovely. Okay, but there's a lot of seaweed. See, that's seaweed. I knew that was seaweed. There's definitely fish hanging around. They're definitely interested. I just gotta keep it away from the seaweed long enough. Gosh dang it. Gotta be careful not to let this thing hit the sticks. What did you know? Just kind of walking down the bank here, hoping that maybe I can catch something other than seaweed lurking about. Oh, would you look at that? Seaweed. Dadgummit. What did I land on? A giant bed of seaweed. What else? This spot looks slightly clearer, but I can't quite see because the surface of the water. No, that's seaweed right there. You know, if I could find one spot that just doesn't have seaweed, that would be phenomenal. He's going the distance. And we hit seaweed. Oh, I did not notice that alligator over there. Big fella too. Well, where there's alligators, there's fish. Come on, Big Papa. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, there was a fish. There was a fish. I just got bumped. He's waiting there. fish excited again. Sheesh, that's a big gator right there. That is probably a good 7-footer. Ah, he just slunk back under it. Ooh, something jumped up there. Ooh. Hello there. Yeah, he's a big sucker. He's probably 6.5, 7 foot long. Golly. He looks a lot smaller on camera. He looks a lot smaller on camera. That guy is not small. Didn't seem like I was going to catch anything but maybe a gar here, and I really didn't want that, so I decided to go try out one last spot as a last-ditch effort to catch a monster bass. Help, Mr. Alligator. I will leave it to you. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. 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 Oh, I was starting to think we wouldn't catch one. Oh, I do not want to get hooked like in the last lure build video I made. Ah! Ah. Okay. Not a monster. He is pretty hefty though. Definitely one of the thicker boys from this location. Oh. Get him released real quick. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, he looked like he might have been a little bloody. All right, so the Squidmaster Mark II has been proven effective. Way better than the first one. This one's completely different than the first one. I am confident enough to say this will catch. This was a great success. Let me know in the comments if I should try another kind of wacky lure build. If you want to see another lure build, check the video over here where I made a fishing lure out of Flex Seal, or this video right here where I did some other fishing in this location. So as always, guys, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a great day.